I am back. Let's see if we can get this going. Ah, somebody's already in here, huh? So let me put this in the thing. I like to do my reading sometimes by the candlelight because then you're able to see spirits like in some of my old videos. So let's make sure this one is set up right. So I will be on for a little while, not too long, and see what happens. While sipping on my coffee and drinking my water. But I guess I can keep myself entertained. So let's see what we'll talk about. Give me just a second. Sorry, I put it on mute a minute ago. I've been talking for the longest and didn't even know I was quiet. So let me go back to the beginning. So if you're still there, what I was saying was you're asking me who is my twin flame or my true love. What you should be asking is the person that you're looking for coming towards you, or not even that. I ask a lot of people when people ask me about love and things like that, are you prepared for the person that you are waiting on? Because if you're not prepared, he's going to pass you by, and not even going to pass you by, it's going to slow down the process. And thanks for telling me about the audio as well. I would have kept talking, it'd have been all night. So that means I need to redo the collective reading that I started on. Thank you so much. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go, and I couldn't even tell you how to go back and edit that. So it will be quiet for a minute. Um, Good thing it was only for a couple of minutes. But if you're still here, then let me know and we can reword this question that you have. But going back to the collective reading for whoever finds this video for next week, like I said, it started off in the death card. The death card means it's time for you to let go of some things. I'm prepared if he is a celebrity. I know that's right. You know what? And it's funny because I'm actually about to do a video on manifesting the right person. Be careful what you ask for. Because as somebody who is good at I learned a long time ago to be very particular with my words. Because when you say you want somebody, be careful and be precise about what you want. Because if not, you're going to get exactly like I remember years ago. I had kids. I think I was like 20, 28, 29 years old. I had been through so much, bad relationship, all kind of crazy stuff. And I said, you know what? Screw this. The next guy I meet, I need him to be on. Because it's funny because I've always made money. I've been a celebrity bartender forever. So I've always made sometimes thousands of dollars in a night. And during this time, I think I was in marketing school. I was in marketing school. Like I said, I had just came out this really bad situation. I had a bad situation with my kids. It was just so much going on. And I said, you know what, God, I'm done. If I'm going to date, this person is going to have, the first thing I said is he's going to be on his shit. He got to have a 401k plan. I'm tired of being the one that has all the money. I'm going to need him to be able to meet me somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Meet me halfway at least. I don't care I've never been the type of person where I needed a man to pay the bills or I needed him for his money. I just need you to meet me halfway. And I said, I need him to be respectful to my kids, you know what I'm saying? To this and this. And it's so funny because not even a month later, I met this man and he chased me. And when I say this man chased me, he chased me. He chased me for months. And I just was like, nah. And some kept saying, no, just give me. And, he was very kind of, real standoffish. But at the same time, he chased me. And it had been, I don't think a guy, it had been a minute since a guy had chased me and pursued me the way he did. He paid attention to the point where he was paying, he started paying my bills. Like he would pay my rent. He paid bills and I didn't ask him to. He helped me with the kids. I didn't ask him to. And he was a frail little thing. He probably was maybe about $120. And I used to cook all the time. And that's what got him, because when I went over to his place, all he was eating was, he worked at Papa John's, and all he was eating was Papa John's and Wendy's. That was his diet. No matter what, Papa John's and Wendy's. And I looked at him and I was like, how the fuck are you doing this? And he was like, I can't do it. And he used to always tell me how he smelled his food. So I would start bringing him food. And I can cook. I can cook my ass off. And so I started bringing him plates and things like that. And wasn't giving up no ass. Definitely wasn't giving up no ass because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't in that space. And I actually was seeing somebody else at the time. And I told him that I was seeing somebody else, but we were spending time together. Like we would smoke together. He even had horrible weed. And I was like, man, where are you getting this shit from? I even introduced him to somebody better. Like he had bad weed, bad. It was just so many things, but he had so many pluses at the time. But I also had to deal with, Oh, is your last name Green? Also had to deal with baby mama issues. So he had an ex-wife. Well, he had a wife that he was divorcing. So because I didn't believe it and I was so done with men lying to me, he took me to the divorce proceedings. So he took me there. Baby mama flipped out, of course, because how dare, and that's what she told the judge. He's sitting here with a new girlfriend, and I don't even have a boyfriend, is what her exact words were. But the thing was, he was never officially with her, and that's what made it so funny. But he was a damn good ass father. He had his kids on a regular basis. He had his kids actually every single day. And when I came along, then that's when she decided to use his kids as pawns. So that's where all the trouble started. Next thing, okay, so to make a long story short, this man married me within 6 months. When he decided he wanted to put a ring on my finger is when I decided to give him some ass. Um, by this time we were already living together. I had took us out from one place and put us in another place. We had brand new cars. I mean, life was going pretty good. And but what I forgot to ask for was a person who didn't need to lean on me. He was weak. All I can say, I mean, very good heart, like a man would. I mean, I watched this man one time wash me and my four kids' clothes by hand. You know what I'm saying? Didn't blink, didn't ask him to turn the music on, and he sat in there in that bath and washed our clothes by hand. I never had. He always gave me all his money. He worked two jobs. He gave me all his money. When we moved to Cali, he emptied out his 401k so we could move, you know what I'm saying, with any problem. So it was always, you know what I'm saying, it was always a give and take. When he was in debt from his ex-wife, I paid it off. Like I said, I bartended. So of course I made really good ass money. Like I said, a few thousand a night. So it was nothing to go, but it was a 50, you know what I'm saying? We were always giving, it was more of a give and receive. It was never a take, 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 take. And I wasn't used to that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know how I am. So I decided, you know what I'm saying, we did it, we got married, and he was weak. The man was weak. You know what I'm saying? He got to the point where he was so used to me taking care of everything that he depended on, like, I would get headaches. I would get headaches because I had to use my brain for everything. And I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I felt like he was supposed to be the head. At least that's what we were taught. But I was always the one who had the bigger dick. You know what I'm saying? No matter what relationship I was in. But I expected him to be the head, which that's what we consider man as being. And he couldn't be the head. And it got to the point where even after, you know, when we moved to Cali, I got my fashion degree. You know what I'm saying? I became a fashion designer. We came back to Atlanta and he stopped. He didn't want to work. He didn't want to do anything. And my question, and I would find him in our brand new car sitting downstairs, and I'd be like, "Hey, what you gonna do? You know, you gonna go back to your old job? You know, pay you $20 an hour?" And he was like, "No." He was like, "Why? You know what I'm saying? Why does the man always have to get all the money? You know what I'm saying? Why can't you just got another degree? So why can't you take care of everything?" And that was the last damn day I seen that man. Because if I gotta take care of everything, I don't fucking need you. And that's real shit. So that's why I try to tell people, be careful what you ask for, because we can say what we want, but you know what I'm saying? I've gotten to the point now when I look back at all the people that, you know what I'm saying, different people I've dated and how far I've come. If I would have dated these same people, it'd never happen. It'll never happen, because I learned that the more I started loving myself, the less I liked the people that I was with, including my ex-husband. And I'm still legally married. I haven't seen that man since 2012. I never lost a bit of sleep, but I got my head back. I didn't have another headache once I put his ass out. I didn't have to worry about if I was going to have to do it on my own. I didn't have to worry about stressing about if he was going to be a man today or not. I mean, it was just so many things that I let go. And after then, I mean, I looked at things differently. It was no, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about me just wanting to be with somebody, you know what I'm saying? It was about needing somebody that was going to be there for me and put the same energy back into me. And that's the hardest thing to find, especially being a black woman out here, because these men have lost their goddamn mind. They have literally lost their fucking mind. They don't have any more respect for us. A lot of the young girls, you know what I'm saying, they don't respect themselves. It's a different generation of women out here, and it's just gone, dating is gone to shit. So you have to be specific on what you want, and I will show you how to be specific on exactly what you're looking for. So let's see if you got your question in there. So do you, let's do it this way. So let me say what this is, and then I'll go back and tell you what I see for you when it comes to love. All right, so for the collective, like I said, the death card came out. It's time to let go of old shit in order for new shit to come in. You can't expect different results. If this is you, golden child, I'm gonna give you a reading in just a second. You can't expect new results to come in if you're doing the same old shit. But whatever you're doing, stay on top of it. Like you're right there, but you need to make a decision on what you want. If you're procrastinating and putting it off to the side to do something else, then that's going to fall on you. But if you do it right and make the decision, like, hey, you want to do this or you want to do that? Once you decide, I think I taught this years ago when I first started. Pick one, pick one. And once you pick one thing, everything else will fall in place. But you have to pick one and start it. If you do not start it, then you procrastinate, and years go by. Yeah, I have clients who would say, "Oh, I was supposed to be a doctor," and I'm like, "Well, how long?" It was like 10, 15 years ago. I haven't taken the test, and I'm like, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, time goes by so fast. That's what people don't get. Time goes by fast. And right now, time is sped up. So, I mean, it was just 2022 and now it's 2025. I mean, it'll be 2027 tomorrow. So time is speeding up. So be specific on what you want, because with everything that's going on in the world right now, it's going to be 10 times harder to find the person that's going to be, it's going to stick it out with you, because we about to go through some turmoil type shit. And if you can't find anybody to stick it out with you, you see what I'm saying? It's going to be really rough. And I know how I feel, it's going to be rough. So like I said, if you stick to this and you figure out what you want to do and be keen, you got the sun card. Everything goes in your favor, but you have to stop being so hard on yourself. And this is for the collective. Stop being so hard on yourself. You'll be able to celebrate. Like you'll literally be able, and things will move. And it's funny because the 8 of Wands is at the bottom. This is going to come in really, really fast for next week. Things will move really, really fast. But like I said, if you stay on top of your shit and let go of what no longer serves you, next week will be a breeze. You'll be by the end of the week, you'll be able to chill out. Don't have to worry about it. You won't lose no sleep, and you'll know exactly what's going to happen for the following week. And I'll give you guys the heads up on the following week as well. But let's see for the golden child. Let's see what's going on. Let's see about your peoples. Let's see what spirit wants you to know. Let's see. And I think I was saying when I was on mute, I always keep the candle, but this time of night, because a lot of times if you pay attention, you might see a spirit or something lurking behind me. They like to come out when I do readings at nighttime. So if you do, don't get scared. They're harmless. But they do like to pop their head out every now and then just to say hi. I think the last time I did a live before I had left Iowa the first time, I had a spirit in the doorway doing this the whole time while everybody was on live and everybody was freaking out in the back. And it was hilarious because they kept peeping their head in and peeping their head out and peeping their head around and peeping their head out and wave. And everybody was like, you don't see it. I'm like, yeah, I see it. I just didn't know if you guys saw it. And so, like I said, expect anything with my readings. All right, let's see. One more shuffle. I'm going to tell you what's going on with your love life. Yeah, but I will be doing a manifesting video. Probably either between sometime this weekend, definitely, because I want to get it out the way, because I know it's close to Valentine's Day. And I want some boo. I wouldn't mind a boo this week. This next month, even if it's just for next month. All right, let's see. And it's funny because you got the Lovers card that came out in the second cup with the Two of Cups. I'm sorry, with the Three of Cups. You got a lot of your energy is emotions right now. So you want, it's funny because you got between emotions and like I said, because this Lovers card is going, you don't want, it's funny because it's almost what I had just said. You're sitting pretty right now, but love is definitely on your mind. You just don't want it to go downhill, but you do have for a unionship. But it's saying that in order for this to come to you, you have to get your emotions in check, if that makes sense. Because this is spiritual. You got the hair fine. This is spiritual for you, but it's more of Stop being so judgmental of yourself, because you being judgmental about a certain I don't know what your sign is, but you being judgmental about certain things is actually keeping you up at night. You not getting what you want is keeping you up at night. And it's saying you got the Eight of Swords, which means you're holding, you know what I'm saying? Only you can hold you back. It's all about you. Only you can keep, you know what I'm saying, keep you from getting this person. Let's see what else comes up. But you feel like, I mean, that's what you feel. You feel like, you know what I'm saying, you got what you need as far as money wise. Your attention is basically, because it came out in the reading, it's based on love. You want this union. I don't know if you want to have a baby, but a baby keeps popping up. But there's a union that you're looking for, but it's telling you that you need to get your emotion checked. Because if you want this person that's going to be right for you, you need to, like I said, stop being so judgmental and focus on you first. Because if not, it's going to keep you up at night. It already is. You're losing sleep about this. Give me 3 more cards. Let's see. Yeah, it's time for you to make a decision, because you're in this hangman energy. Um, you're kind of putting yourself in a limbo right now. It's almost like you're overthinking it, if that makes sense. And it's saying that at any moment things could change for you. But okay, so you're more worried about what you don't have. And that's what they're saying. You're more worried about what you don't have instead of what you do have, if that makes sense. So let me know if I'm hitting the nail on the head. But yeah, you definitely, like, it's, I mean, your dreams can come true. What you dream is basically almost like we just said, what you manifest. If you do it the right way, you'll get that soulmate you're looking for, that twin flame. Because we all have them. And like they tell you, when they tell you it's somebody for everybody, I mean, I believe that. But I think a lot of times we'll miss out, you know what I'm saying? We'll miss out because we were doing something else, or we didn't get our shit together first. Because I know if I need a man who has his shit together, I know my shit got to be together all the way, or else he gonna pass me by. You said, is this person in the spotlight? It's not. I don't think. I'm not. I can't really confirm if this person is. I just know this is more about. Let's say you have the ball is in your court more than you know it. Because, like I said, this is all about how you feel. Whoever this person is, you're going to be the one, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be the one making a decision. But it's like almost like who you, I don't want to say, okay, so this is what I hear. I hear that you have thought about this so much, almost like you dream. Are you dreaming about this person? Let me know in the what you got. Because your energy is so, like, you are so confused. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you have more than one option, but you are literally putting yourself in a situation where you're more worried about what people will say. Not even what people will say. You're harder on yourself than anything. You say, yeah, kind of. It's this connection is spiritual. Like, it's all spiritual. It's definitely spiritual, but it's at the point where whoever you know how sometimes we overthink, or not even say that overthink. Sometimes we can think about a person to the point where it makes us sick. Like, you can and you have to be careful of you thinking about a person before you go to sleep, because you can manifest that person and they might not be where they need to be at. That's what people fail to understand. Even though you might be ready for um this engage, not even engagement, this courtship or whatever, that person might not be ready. because it's you have so many cards saying that you need to get your emotions in check. Like it ain't even about your money. It's about your emotions. And it's saying that you just need to it's not saying almost. You need to look at love in a different light than what you've been looking at. But you've definitely dreamt about this person. But I think you're more worried about, like I said, you're being very hard. You're putting a lot of weight on yourself because you're being very hard on yourself about this. And it's definitely keeping you up at night. If nothing else, it's keeping you up at night. But you were supposed to make a decision. And it's going to take, and it's saying even at the bottom, it's going to take a lot of hard work. For this connection, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take work. Like this is not something where you meet somebody and then everything falls into place perfectly. That's imaginary. That's some Tubi. That ain't even Tubi shit. That's some Lifetime movie type shit. Nothing's perfect. It's gonna take work. Like it's not gonna be overnight. It's definitely gonna take work. But the first thing to work on, you know what I'm saying? If you want this connection to work, it's about working on, you know what I'm saying, your emotions first. Trying to see if anything else. Are you trying to get pregnant? Because why does baby keep popping out? Are you a female, man, woman? They just say golden child. The last golden child I know was Eddie Murphy. So are you a female or a male? And if anybody else has a question, just put it in the chat and I got you. Okay, so do you okay. So that makes a lot of sense as well. Okay, so and let me ask you this because the first card is a guy sitting and he's sitting back pretty and stuff. I mean, the money, like I said, money is not your issue. Your issue is that you want a connection with somebody. But like I said, this connection that you're looking for, this is going to be special. 2025 to be a great year. Yes, and then so let me tell you, let me give you a heads up too, because a lot of people get confused and think that the new year started on January the 1st, which is totally false. And spiritually, giving your energy to that day and thinking that's when things are supposed to start and cut off for you will set you back. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The real new year doesn't start till spring, you know, when things grow and mature and stuff like that. So, but like I said, this is stop stop being so hard on yourself as far as you know what I'm saying. Love is coming. Like it's here. It's in the mist for you. It's definitely in the mist. You said April 1st. Well, no, actually it's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, it's either March 21st or March 26th, like the beginning of spring. Definitely the beginning of spring, not April Fool's Day. But definitely the beginning of spring is actually the new year. That's when you start manifesting. That's when the real shit manifests. People think they can manifest on the first. Your manifestation, if you start now of manifesting things, by the time spring comes, oh man, you'll have so many things coming. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, but like I said, I see you. I see you sitting here. It's you want this union. You want somebody. You want somebody to run off into the sunset with. But it's time for you to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? What do you want this person to be? How do you want this person to show up for you? Is the question. Because you can dream about it all day, but you know what I'm saying, you also have to put some action into it. And to the point where, you know what I'm saying, where it's keeping you up at night, it's definitely time for some action. It's time for action. No more sitting around wondering, it's time for action. And it's funny because even when I reshuffle those, the two of swords, oh, my hand is at you. The two of swords is about making decisions. Hey, excuse me. Good night. It's about making decisions and standing on them. Like, and this is almost like a blind decision. I mean, you know what you want. Just do it. And it's funny because this is actually your second. You have two of these. Let me see. Let me put it up in, this camera be looking funny. It's time to make a decision. Like it's time to make a decision. Because not making a decision on, you know what I'm saying, on exactly what you want has got you in this hangman energy. That's why it's spiritual for you. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you got to understand too, as being a spiritual man, you have to look for somebody. You have to look. I'm sorry, but you can't even date regularly. You have to look for somebody that's on the same path. It ain't like when you in the church and you dating a church girl or you dating, you know what I'm saying, or the past. Not that's totally different. When it comes to being spiritual, you need to make sure that you guys are on the kind of the same path together. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, that this person, because you can be going through an awakening and this person can be fighting an awakening. You got to actually want it, because you'd be amazed how many people right now are being given signs and things and ignored because they are so scared of change. And not even that they're scared of change, they're scared to go through the process, because the process of being spiritual is ugly as fuck. Like, I mean, it's like getting beat up in the ring. You know what I'm saying? There's something every single day, and people think that this road is paved in gold, and it's not. It's not. You'll go to some of the darkest ends of your soul. You see what I'm saying? And if a person doesn't understand that, they won't be able to understand you. Like, we have to look. You know what I'm saying? Even with me, for example, you have to look for somebody that's on the same, you're on the same page. All I meet is a bunch of dudes that, and I meet a bunch of young dudes, but I meet a bunch of dudes that you tell them, they be like, oh yeah, so when I'm gonna get smashed. So I mean, we not on the same page. So therefore, I'm not. I don't entertain it. I don't even waste my time entertaining. I don't go for the hotep ass dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you won't get me that way either. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that's like, look, this is where I'm at in life. You know what I'm saying? I got a plan. You know what I'm saying? God got me doing this and this. That's the only way it's going to work out. But being with somebody regular, it's not going to work out. Yeah, it's definitely hard. It's gonna be the hardest thing of you. You know, it is funny because me going to fashion school whooped my ass. And I was watching girls shooting up and during break. It was like, it was hilarious. When I started, I think it was like 25 people that started. Only what, maybe like six. I think six of us graduated. Fashion school was the hardest thing I had ever done in my life. But then when I came to spirituality, and I had to go within, like literally go within and see all the ugly and all the, oh my God. I mean, I spent months. I think I even filmed a lot of stuff. I spent months crying. I was coming into this, I was being spiritually attacked by spirits and shit. The people that I was trusting. Now you have to be careful with the people around you that's you know what I'm saying, that's spiritual, and all the way down to my teacher. My teacher was shitting on me, you know what I'm saying? And then it was funny because I was like, oh my God, no, why is this happening? But at the same time, when I stood back and looked, I was noticing it was a lot of jealousy. And it was jealousy because people don't understand that a lot of us are given certain powers. And your powers are different from my powers. That's what makes it, I thought that's what made it great. But it was a lot of jealousy going on. And I'm not the type of person, I don't have a jealous spirit. So I don't understand. I'm a Pisces. I don't understand for somebody to be jealous. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always like the, oh, everybody be one together and the flower type chick. You know what I'm saying? We can all be, everybody don't think like me. And I had to really step back and understand everybody don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? They don't think like me, especially when it came to dudes. And I was meeting a lot of spiritual dudes and stuff, but they fooled me too. And then the thing is, I said, 1 minute you can't be spiritual in January and not be spiritual in March. That's where it was coming to. These were temporary spiritual people. So you have to be careful of that. And then a lot of people are put into your path to throw you off your shit, to make you rethink why you became spiritual. Like, oh my God, should I run back to the church? Do I need to be praying to Jesus? Oh my God, am I a witch? Am I sinning? I mean, they make you question everything about yourself. But at the same time, if you stay true to what your mission is, can't nobody throw you out. I mean, God, the spirits in them was throwing me all kind of curveballs. All kind. I mean, man, that I was like, and they know I like them sexy. I like them sexy, boy. I like them black and sexy. They was throwing them at me. Abs, you name it, they was throwing them at me. Locks, oh my God, everything I wanted, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me because as soon as I would open up my attention and give people readers, the readers was like, yo, leave that motherfucker alone. This ain't for you. Yeah, it is definitely a light and dark balance. It's definitely a balance. And if you don't have balance, you will get sucked up into the darkness. And it's funny because I heard a quote the other day that said that uh, is it praying? No, hell. Hell is for people. Hell is for people that are scared of going to hell. And then you have the people that have been through hell. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? There's not much you can do to scare me. Um, when you've been in this field, like I said, this would make, I've been doing this since 2020. In the last 4 years, going into 5 years, if you would have asked me 6 years ago, if you'd asked me 4 years ago, like I said, there was a lot of things I wouldn't even dabble in. I wouldn't even, I don't, one thing I'm not is I've never been a nosy person and I'm not quick to jump in face first when it comes to certain things. And when people would talk about the Orishas and things, I was like, oh, they don't have anything to do with me. You know what I'm saying? That can't be anything. I don't even know what those are. The more I started investigating, then the more spiritual people that I was being around and had all these different powers, I learned that these people, I didn't choose this. They chose me. And that's what people fail to understand. You choose to be religious. You choose to be a Jehovah Witness. You choose to be a Muslim. You choose that. But in this line, the spirits choose you. And so if you decide, you know what I'm saying, it's up to you. You can say, I don't want to do this shit. It's up to you. They're not forcing you. They're not putting a gun to your head. They're not saying if you don't do this or else. But the thing is, you chose this life before you got here. So it's up to you to decide if you're going to go through with it or you're going to punk the fuck out. And that's just it. There is no in between. You're either gonna do the job or you're gonna punk out and go on about your business. Go back to praying, go back to believing in a bunch of silly ass stories and shit that don't have anything to do with you, that hold you down, that keep you enslaved. I'm good. I have never felt so free in my life. Even when I've had all these dark days, I've still never felt so free than I do now. There's nothing holding on to me. I've had better relationships with spirits than I've had with humans. When I was even in the last few years, when I needed people to depend on, you know who came through? Saint Expedite. You know what I'm saying? Not keep my statues. I had, and I'll give him his props. I had Saint Expedite on my team. And I definitely had, I got me a new statue, Papa Legba. These are my hit, you know what I'm saying? What people call, you know what I'm saying? This was the people that, like when I say I was at some low shit, I was at some low shit. When I needed, not even that, when I needed money and I felt like, you know what I'm saying, and things weren't coming in because I felt like I was supposed to be doing this instead of doing that, that they were the ones who put money in my pocket. And they put money in my pocket and I ain't had to give up no ass. They ain't talk to me stupid. They, you know what I'm saying, they encouraged me. They didn't tell me, you know what I'm saying, well, what you gonna do for me? You talking about some, you know what I'm saying, these spirits, all these spirits wanted was for me to, you know what I'm saying, put a glass of water on the altar. Glass of water. And then I learned, you know what I'm saying, going from everybody kept saying, oh no, you know, Expedite likes rum. Expedite and popping them and St. Martha, they like gin. That's what I learned. They like gin. See, other people have served them rum, and I served them rum for some years. But when I had some gin, when I had some Tanqueray, and I put that Tanqueray, because that's what I like when I do drink, that's when that money really start coming in and stuff. They was throwing me money, like, I mean, bills were getting paid when I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm talking about thousands of dollars in the hole. Thousands of dollars in the hole. And I ain't have to beg. I didn't have to beg. And that's we are taught, we are so conditionalized to learn that begging the whole time. Well, praying has been begging. We are not supposed to be begging for shit. You demand shit. And even when I learned, even in the last year, I learned how to control demons. You see what I'm saying? These demons out here, when people, you know what I'm saying, they get a bad name because the word demon. But in reality, a lot of them want to be in the place that you are. And so they'll work for you, you see what I'm saying, to help you out because they want to get in a better position in a different realm. They trying to prove themselves. So, you know what I'm saying, even with the demons that we might hold on for ourselves with depression and things like that, you can direct your demons elsewhere. That's what I learned. You can direct your demons to do other shit. to leave you the fuck alone and go fuck with somebody else. And they have no problem doing that. That's what I learned. They be like, oh shit, cool. We ain't gotta no. So we can go over here and get, yeah, go do what you gotta do. That's how I learned, you know what I'm saying, even with depression. And it's so funny because I'm able to use that in my life coaching. And you know what I'm saying? Because demons are the worst that people have. You have, and then with everything going on right now, everybody's people are suicidal. There's so much going on. But once you learn how to control your demons and then get the help from your, you know what I'm saying, from you get help like Michael. When I tell you these spirits, between the spirits, the angels, they have your back. They got your back. When ain't nobody else got your back on this lonely ass road, they got your back. They not gonna question you. They allow you to fuck up because you still learning. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing supposed to be perfect. I'm not supposed to get it right the first time. But anytime that I've went to any one of these spirits and said, hey, this is what the fuck I need, I got that shit. I can't even lie. I got it. I got it. When I went to family and said, hey, this is what I need, they was like, fuck you mean you need? Ain't you the one that's always made all the money? But nah, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was treated. That's how I was treated. Yeah, exactly. The ancestors will choose you. This ain't people be thinking I said I was gonna make a video and tell people I got jumped in. Like I didn't choose this shit. I thought I was supposed to be traveling around the world being a fashion designer. And it's funny because I had a client the other day and they were like, nothing works out. Nothing I've been doing has worked out. And it took me years to figure out why the fuck is shit that I'm doing. I'm doing everything the right way. Why is it not working out? It wasn't meant to be. Because if I was going to be a fashion designer, I wouldn't be here to teach spiritual development. I wouldn't be here to show you how to turn your powers on and off. I wouldn't be here to help you activate your powers. I wouldn't be here to guide you into the next week, into the next month, into the next year. There's so many things that I wouldn't have been able to do if I was in a different position. And the thing is, once again, I have to understand at the same time that we live in a different world because I know every single day that I chose this before I was put on this earth. I chose this. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't remember, you chose this life. So anything that happens, you have to roll with the punches. You got to roll with the punches. There is no going back. And I watch so many people that be like, oh, yeah, like I said, they just spiritual on Monday. It's like back in the day what we call CME members from church. Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter was the only time they showed up for church. And that's where we have a bunch of CME spiritual people. And that's, you would think that once you come into spirituality, you're able to trust a lot of people. You got to watch these motherfuckers harder than anything. I had spells being put on me. You know what I'm saying? But the same woman that taught me was the same woman who was like, oh yeah, come on out here and move out here. And, and I trusted. When I say I trusted this woman, I trusted this fucking woman. I trusted this woman with my life. And I showed, you know what I'm saying? To prove to her, I literally upped and moved everything out of Iowa and went straight to Colorado. And as soon as I got to Colorado, she was gone in 2 weeks with some dude, you know what I'm saying? With some dude she had met. A married, and had me give her a married man at that. And I told her that's not supposed to, but she was, you know what I'm saying? She was on that ding-a-line. So you can't tell people shit. But that did, you know what I'm saying? But once again, whether she put me there or not, it was meant for me to be in Colorado. It was definitely, I had a great time. And there were so many things I hadn't even seen, like in different places. Like I didn't even know what a botanica was. I didn't know that there was magic stores out here and all the stuff that in there, that shit belonged to us. We possessed that. It belonged, even though the people didn't look like us on the boxes and the candles and you know what I'm saying? When you walk in there, it felt like home. It felt like home and everything came second nature. I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? The first time I ever did a spell, it came so easy. It was scary. Like it was a lot of times I was backing up from shit. Cause I was like, yeah, nah, this is, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I am dabbling with the devil. I had to remember I've always been a psychic, but I was always taught to suppress it. Whenever I was trying to get into the occult, it was always my mom or somebody else like, oh, you better not do that. That's the devil. It's the devil. It's the devil. And I'm born in the 70s. So everything was the devil growing up. You see what I'm saying? So you step back. You step back. But when I started really learning the truth and the more books and, people get so confused because everybody wants to say, it's the word, it's in the word, it's in the word. There is no proof that God, you know what I'm saying? This is my own. You could believe what you want to believe, but there is no proof whatsoever that God spoke anything in that Bible at all. Those Bible stories are all ancient stories that were, you know what I'm saying, washed. They were whitewashed. They were washed and they were made into stories where people would believe them for their own sake, for their own gain. You know what I'm saying? For money. Let's just say for money and for power. Because if I can convince you, well, people fail to realize that everybody's like, oh, we're in Revelations. No, you manifested Revelations. You manifested it. We're not in anything. We're in a spiritual battle, but this spiritual battle has been going on for millions of years. It's just at the point where things are coming out now because now you're about to see who's actually doing the battling. And now that people are being awakened, who else you think is gonna have to fight? It ain't gonna be the little people. It's us. It's the people that are being woken and are chosen. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody keeps saying, "Oh, we're woke, we're woke, we're woke," but there's a difference between being woke and being awakened. Awakened is saying that you were chosen and you have to fight. Whether you have to fight spiritually, whether you have to, you know what I'm saying, use your magic, whether whatever, but you were chosen to be able to fight this battle that's coming up. Because who else is going to fight? If I'm a witch and then there's this witch over here, but she's doing not, you know what I'm saying, which that's who's been running the country, which you know what I'm saying? So who else is going to battle them besides another person that knows, you know what I'm saying, the same magic? And people don't get that. Oh, I don't care what people call me. You can call, I call myself a witch. I do not mind it. I don't mind it. Because when you go and you do all the history on it, it means a wise woman. In Africa, that means a wise woman that's very knowledgeable of herbs and herself and magic and the earth and the elements. And that's why my company is called the Fifth Element. We are the fifth element. Without you, you know what I'm saying, without source and without you, there would be no fire, air, you know what I'm saying, water and earth. There wouldn't be. You make up the fifth element, just like the movie. There, you know what I'm saying? It was that one girl, which they made her a white girl, but there was that one girl who was there, you know what I'm saying, till she was pure. But she was there, and you know what I'm saying? She was born to save the world. And us chosen people were born to save the world. And you see it's falling apart. People aren't paying attention because they're so caught up in all the distractions. Let me see, make sure I ain't reading. Right. And you know what? And learning your powers, like when I taught classes, you have to be careful because people aren't ready for the ascension. Like ascension comes with being tired, your ears ringing, headaches, hearing people, hearing spirits, things moving, lights flickering. I could just name a list of shit. I can name a list of shit. But it's real. And that's one thing, you know what I'm saying, that really got me because it was real. It was where I had never experienced. I experienced things as a kid, but once you keep things, you know what I'm saying, suppressed for so long, you just kind of forget about it. Like I've always been connected to the earth, you know what I'm saying? I know when it's gonna rain. There's certain things, and then the more you learn about yourself, you learn that you have been connected to a lot of these spirits and ancestors the whole time. And they've been guiding you the whole time. And whenever you woke up was the time you were meant to wake up. It's not like you chose to say, you know what, it's Tuesday. I feel like waking up. You woke up right on time. Because if you go back and watch a lot of old shit, a lot of old, especially when it comes to like hip hop and things like that, you hear a lot of the old rappers saying, the way they were talking, you can tell that they were awakened at that time. So it's not like we're all being awakened now. A lot of people have been being awakened for 30, 40 years just to come to this point. And whether you fight in this realm or you had to be taken out of here to fight in the other realm, you got a job to do. Oh, pain, man. Yes, you have to see. The thing is, it's about balance. If you're afraid to go into the dark, you ain't ready for the light. You won't even get the light if you don't go through the dark. And that's you know what I'm saying, what they say, the dark, the what is it, the dark path of the soul. You know how many people, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God. I can't even name how many people that ask me things and then they ask me stupid shit afterwards. Once I tell them, what I'm into, they be like, are you into do you practice voodoo or because that's demon and so I get tired of having to explain to people. So I just say, half the time I just be like, I'm a witch and leave it at that. I wear pentacles, I wear it all because I know what it represents. And I know at the same time I have to protect myself because everybody out here has a job. Your job might be to stop me. My job is to keep going, but your job might be here to stop me. So I have to be on point. And you do, it is a fight with the light and the darkness. Like it has to be a balance. It's definitely a balance. And because if not, I know it is, you know what I'm saying, to get lost in the darkness. Being lost is like being on what's that movie? Poltergeist. Or like the original Poltergeist. And you know what I'm saying, when she got lost and they told her not to go towards the light. Don't go towards the light. You know what I'm saying? That's not where it is. Stay in the darkness. And she had to stay in the darkness, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing that was waiting at the light was right there at the light, ready, you know what I'm saying, ready to take her down. So she had to go through the darkness and fight, you know what I'm saying, these different things. You know, like even when her mom got her, she had to go through the darkness. Because that's where the answers were. The answers are in the dark. They're not in the light. And it's funny because I lived a lot of my life in the darkness. When people was like, "Oh, you work at night. Y'all can work at night. You're not scared of the dark? Scared of what? You letting me in your house. Why would I be scared of the dark? I grew up in the dark. I've been on my own since I was 16 years old. When my mom put me out, she put me out in the middle of the damn night. In a whole, I had just came from Germany and we had, you know what I'm saying? So I had been overseas. I didn't know anything. I was a sheltered kid. I didn't know anything. Like a lot of movies that people grew up on, Boys in the Hood and all that, I didn't see that shit till I was 21 years old. That's how sheltered I was. So when she put me out, but I did have street smarts. That's one thing I can't say. I had street smarts. But being put out in Georgia was probably the best thing she could have did for me. It was the best because it wasn't the streets raised me, but and the Italians. I give them props. The Italians raised me too, because it was the Italians that came and said, "Hey, you a cute little girl and shit. You know how to do this?" And I'm like, they trying to trick me out. I knew shit, you know what I'm saying? Being my family from Detroit. So I was like, oh, they trying to pimp me out. They talking's too smooth. And the motherfucker showed me how to make money. They showed me how to make money without having to sell ass. Because, you know, when you being put, that's what they always feel like women's supposed to do. If you have no other options, you got to give up your ass. That's not how they did me. The Italians raised the shit out of me. They taught me how to make money by just being cute and having a great smile and personality. And that's what it was. And you know what I'm saying? You live in Detroit? I went to Central. My family's from there. I went to Central High School. My mom went to Murray Wright. My dad went to Central. Like some of the same teachers that taught my dad were the same teachers that taught me. And I'm military raised, so I always went back and forth. I'm sorry to hear about your mom. If you come back, yeah, if you know what I'm saying, I can definitely tell you with your mom because you got to give her some time to pass over, but she'll definitely send some messages. But like I tell people, usually you'll find like change on the floor. Some people hear sounds, smells, but I mean, when people think that we're passing over, this is actually not the end. This is actually what people fail to understand. And the more you start learning, you'll learn that this is actually the beginning. And you want to get the fuck up out of here. Like it's not a flex to be on Earth at all. This shit sucks. What I learned is this shit sucks, especially when you learn that you're from different planets and different, you know what I'm saying, realms and stuff, and you know that there's better out there. This is purgatory. This is purgatory hell. Is what it is. You have to figure out you have to maneuver your way out of here the right way. And people think that death is the end. No, it's the beginning. It's the beginning. And it's funny you say that because my best friend, the person I looked at as my sister, I can tell my soul to. My soul to. She passed. Our birthdays are like a few days apart, and she passed on me this year. It was hard. It was so hard. Like I still, you know what I'm saying, just still think it was hard because I didn't, you know what I'm saying, only she was the type of person I knew she would take my secrets to the, you know what I'm saying, with her. Like I told her things that my family never knew, my other family, you know what I'm saying, my sister, my real sister didn't know. That's how close me and my cousin were. And she was only a few years older than me, you know what I'm saying, and it took me, you know what I'm saying, it really took me for a loop. But then I had to remember that I can talk to her and, you know what I'm saying, at any time. That's what you learn when you're spiritual. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't lose out. You actually gain, you know what I'm saying? You gain somebody else to be, you know what I'm saying, to have your back. And right now, a lot of people are leaving, not because they're leaving because you know what I'm saying, but they're leaving because they have a mission on the other side to help us. So some people are stronger in the spiritual world to help us than they are in this world, if that makes sense. Trying to travel the world. I went to Cooley. Oh, you went to Cooley High? You know that movie is all over Tubi. That's the movie right there. I didn't know. I didn't even know that school was still open. It might not be because I know things are changing in Michigan. My sister stays out there still. My dad stays in what you call it in what is it? Not Kalamazoo, but Southfield. My dad's in Southfield. But you know what? If you talking about your family being cold blooded, you know what I've learned? That's their job. Any person that's a true chosen person, your family, your family treated you like shit. You were always the black sheep. Nobody really ever had your back. Um, they were the judgmental ones against you. I can name a million things. But what I've learned is all, you know what I'm saying, that I seen a video today that said that stop being mad at the people that are shitting on you and your family because in reality they want to make it seem like you're the broken one, but in reality they're the broken one. So you almost have to feel sorry for them, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, you definitely got to get rid of friends. I don't have any friends. I don't even have any friends. And I'm not gonna say, and you know what I'm saying, and I take friendship very, very, very serious. I'm not quick to call, like that's why I don't have Facebooks and all that, because I don't just call people my friend. It takes a lot because I know what type of person I am. You can't just be my friend because I'm a friend to the end. Like I'm that one you can always depend on. I am a friend to the end. And if you can't be the same for me, look at my shit blinking out. I figured it was going. It's been doing that for a minute. If you can't be the same friend that I can be, then I don't need you. But like I said, being spiritual, oh, you're gonna lose a lot of friends. And in reality, that's all part of the plan because they're not meant to go with you. They're not meant to go with you at all. I learned what last year, the year before I came into like, a little money or whatever. And I was trying to hold on to people, including family members, trying to hold on to people and wondering why the shit was still, you know what I'm saying? And it was only detrimental to me. They could live without me. I was the one acting like I couldn't be without them. And the whole time it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was about me. And then you start learning, you know what I'm saying, that most of these people are usually jealous of you. Um, they don't want you to leave them. Let me turn some heat on. It's kind of cold in here. It's cold. It's like -10 outside. They don't want you to leave them behind. A lot of people are, like I said, are scared to make a leap. Are scared to make a leap. But not even that. I mean, like I told somebody asked me earlier, this is what I believe in with most people, especially people that say they believe in God. Um, the majority of people you're around will talk about God, even if it's very briefly or whatever. They talk about God, but do they actually really believe in what they're saying? Because in my position, and I can't speak for everybody else, I believe cold hard. Like you couldn't subject God to being this small person in a book. That's for me, that's disrespectful as fuck. That's disrespectful because the spirit is everything. So just to make it into a sky daddy or some man in a book telling only you things but everybody else, that's not good enough for me. And because I've been shown so many different things from being taken all the way down to the bottom to being brought all the way back up to the top, and ain't nothing you can tell me about God, but I know God ain't no sky daddy. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know that it's more to, I mean, we're, a lot of us are our gods. And there, you know what I'm saying, even in the Bible, when it says people misinterpret it because that's what it was. It was already misinterpreted. So they misinterpreted even more. And even when it says Elohim and things like that, that means gods. There's never a time where in the Bible that it was referred to as one God. It's always referred to as gods. There's been gods here the whole time. We all don't share the same gods. We just don't. You see what I'm saying? There's so many. There's so many, but everybody's swear, oh yeah, God loves us all the same. Bullshit. I call bullshit. because I know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. We all have different God. That's why we have different things that serve us. We have our, you know what I'm saying, our oyas and our expedites, and that belongs to us. They look out for us. They not looking out for white folks. They're not looking out, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking out for Indians. They looking out for us. Even when the Spanish and stuff, they use them and they try to, make them into, a lot of times that shit don't work. Why you gotta pray so hard? If Jesus worked for you so much, why you gotta keep praying? If Jesus worked for you, then why are you in the church 30 years still praying about the same shit? When I went and I don't pray, but I demand what I need from the spirits and from the angels, and they give it to me instantly. That's what they don't want you to know out here. That's why they kept it from us for so long. Because when they knew that the power of our tongue, you know what I'm saying, was able to manifest things, that will put the people that's been in power. I mean, look at my candle flickering like that too. That will put the people that's been in power all this time on the bottom. And that's what they're scared of. And that's what's happening right now. It's happening before our eyes. So while people are paying attention to this, you just seen all that. You know what I noticed the other day? When, who is that passed at 100? Jimmy Carter. Because I used to work for Jimmy Carter in Atlanta, at the Jimmy Carter Center. Very great guy, you know what I'm saying, really nice and stuff. I worked for him off and on doing weddings and things like that at his place. So he's a very nice guy. He died at 100. And then last year, if I'm not mistaken, was it Betty White? She died at 100. And then the year before, at the same time, it was, what's the black lady name? Um, she played in everything. She played a slave. She played everything. Her name would come to me. She played in Tyler Perry movies. She died at 100. So if people know, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, just like it's a pattern that every first, you know what I'm saying, every end of the month, right there between Christmas, what they consider Christmas and the New Year, some, you know what I'm saying, some man takes his girl's life on live. Yeah, go pee pee. Takes his girl life on live. Everything is a ritual right now. And because the time is up, they keep repeating the same shit. It's literally like we're in a movie. The same shit keeps getting repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated to see if you're paying attention. I'm fully aware. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to everything. What I'm not paying attention to is who Diddy is diddling. I'm not paying attention to all these YouTubers that say the same exact thing. I swear to God, if somebody else says F find out, and every channel you turn to, everybody's saying, "Oh, you find out, you fuck around and find out, fuck around." Everybody's saying the same exact thing. Everybody, it's like literally like playing the same record because they want you to stay. They want you to stay enslaved, and it's not happening. Everything is being broken. Everything is falling apart. Oh yeah, and we're already. I mean, and it's funny because a 5D ascension just went on what, a few days ago. So you should feel different. You should feel different again, if that makes sense. I notice my things keep getting darker and stuff in the back. You should be feeling different again. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a golden era. And so what they want you to do is they want you to stay in fear with everybody else. They want you to be like, "Oh my God, look what happened in New Orleans. Oh my God, look at what the president's doing." That ain't got shit to do with us. That's got something to do with them. With everybody else. It has nothing to do with the chosen. We good. We're good. You know what I'm saying? We are good. Whether people want to believe or not, we're good. Yeah, we'll still have our little humps and all that stuff, but we're good. We don't have to worry about that. It doesn't affect us. And yeah, I can definitely, you know what I'm saying? If I can't count on nobody else, I can count on my spirit team. And it's funny because that's how you'll lose friends and family. Tell them about your spirit team, and they'll swear up and down that you insane. That's why I don't mind wearing it. They'll swear up and down you the crazy one. Things are working out for you in a different way. You know what I'm saying? They don't spend 30, 40 years praying, you know what I'm saying, about the same shit to happen. You spend a couple, you know what I'm saying, days manifesting and shit turn out for you, and they'll say that something's wrong with you. They still won't believe you. Even if you show all the proof, they'll still, you know what I'm saying, they won't believe you. They won't believe you. And I don't mind. Like, I don't mind being called crazy. I don't mind that I don't have friends. I don't mind that shit. I don't mind that I don't have a man. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because I enjoy being by myself. I've gotten to the point where I enjoy my company. I've always enjoyed my own company because I think I'm very fun, you know what I'm saying, excited person. But at the same time, I'm not in need of anybody to come and disrupt my peace. And that's what it took a long time to get some kind of peace. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the darkness. So right. So I don't want anybody just to come in, you know what I'm saying, and be like disrupting because people don't care. Like I'm meeting people that's like, oh well, because you gotta settle, you're gonna have to downgrade on what you want. I don't have to downgrade on shit. Because I don't ask for much. I don't have to downgrade on what I need mentally or spiritually or emotionally at all. You say you're trying to find your peace, you got to go for that shit. You'll find more peace when you do, you know what I'm saying, when you do get rid of more people. Because you'll learn that those people that are around you are the ones stopping your peace. I feel like I sat down wrong. Oof, like it tight, my stomach tightened up. Yeah, the peace, you know what I'm saying? I found more peace, even down to my sons. Like, if I had to cut off, I'll block a motherfucker in a minute. That's including my kids. If they stressing me out or think you're gonna trauma dump on me, you know what I'm saying, for fun or to think I'm a punching bag, anybody that thought I was a punching bag, you got blocked. You got blocked. Like I'm at the point I just don't take shit from nobody anymore. And being a Pisces, we put up with a lot of shit. Like we'll let people shit on us and still try to see the good in people. That shit is over. That shit is over. I see the good because that's just who the person, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a naturally a good person, then it'll show. That's not something, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have character, it'll show. If you don't have, you know what I'm saying? If you are not doing things, I don't need you to be perfect. I just need you to know, you know what I'm saying, what your path is. If you know, you know what I'm saying, you want to be, if you tell me some, oh, you studied, but you need to be in the streets, there's nothing we need to talk about. I'm not going to go backwards for anybody. It took me too long to get here. And that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Finding peace just in being in I can turn a candle, I can light a candle and sit here in the dark and be peaceful. Because all I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be sitting here with me and the spirits. And I know they're not gonna tell me anything that's gonna steer me wrong. That's one thing I can't say. But if I'm on the phone with somebody that don't give a fuck about me, they're not about to guide me in the right direction at all. And trust me, finding your peace. I'm sorry, I'm moving around. I got a my stomach tighten up. You know how you get the like it feel like it's I sat down wrong and almost like a hernia. You know how you get that hernia when you sit down a certain way. I just needed to untighten. Almost felt like I pulled something. But no, it's not. Trust me, finding so that's why it's funny because when you said finding your peace, that has a lot to do with going back to your cards when I tell you you have to get yourself in check emotionally because you want to be ready for that person, all right? And if you know what I'm saying, if you still trying to find your peace, you got to come in like you can't come into a relationship without being together. Because I know, you know what I'm saying, I know growing up we used to think that relationships were, you know what I'm saying, they would fix us. Like if you were feeling some type of way, somebody can come in and they can help you feel a different way. But what I've learned is, and it's 111, 111, not time, but as far as the clock. But what I've learned, you said my body been aching because there's a lot of ascension going on right now since the beginning because you're feeding off of the a lot of okay. So when the new year came, because that is a ritual, and because a lot of us do not celebrate that, you're still going to feel the energy that it gives off. And you see what energy it gave off. You see that people have been, you know what I'm saying, like I said, the last few years, it's nothing but death around this time. It's been nothing but because there are so many, the moons are changed. The moon's not changing, but we're connected to the moons and the moon phases and all these different spirit, but they have this shit lined up. Like there's nothing we can do about it. It'll be, and I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just me aching and tired. And the more I start researching, that's what you're supposed to be going through right now. It's an ascension. It's an ascension symptom, if that makes sense. But this damn hernia ain't shit. It's gonna go out in a second. I think as soon as I drink that water too. But yeah, if your body, because I thought last week, I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? My body was aching. I was tired. Even today, I was just tired. And I know I'm getting rest and getting sleep. Hi, Saya. And I know I'm getting plenty of sleep and trying to drink all the water I need. But I know it was something. And the more I started researching, you know what I'm saying, and what time of the year it was and things like that, it's the energy that's being given off. Because right now it is a fight. And you have the people that are, like I said, still putting all their energy, and they're stuck in the 3D. We're literally fighting with people spiritually that are stuck in the, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna stay in this 3D while we keep advancing to 5D. And that's just what it is. So we'll feel that shit. We'll feel the weight of the world, if that makes sense. We'll definitely feel the weight of the world. What part of Michigan are you in? Detroit? And is it cold as shit there? Because it's been snowing here all damn day. You know, I'm only a couple states over. I'm on the other side of Chicago. So we actually had all that wind. Oh my God. Let me stretch. We had all that wind, and that felt so much better. We had the wind. We definitely had the wind. Because, like I said, right now I went outside a minute ago and it was negative 11. And you could feel every bit of that shit. Um, the lines is real. I know Detroit cold. I remember having to go to school. That's what people used to be like, hey, they closed. Because, growing up in Georgia as a teenager, if any, it ain't a place that it really snows at. So if it does snow, they shut everything down because they're not equipped for snow. And I used to tell people, no, we had to put on full snowsuits to go to school. They didn't close down shit in Detroit. Um, like you had to put on like the snowsuits where you had to put on like 5 different layers of outfits, then put this big ass suit on and strap up this way, then put another jacket on. And oh, I know they hollering. That's how it was over here yesterday and the day before. We got that Illinois wind. That Chicago wind is no joke either. But with the mix with the cold, it's been cold as shit. And I told you it was going to be a harsh, and it actually took the time because it usually been snowed out here in Iowa. And it actually snowed, what, like a month ago? And that was it because it gets cold as shit by October. But I was expecting more snow, and it didn't snow till yesterday. Well, yeah, yesterday. And it snowed. It definitely came down. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know if I'm sitting wrong. Okay, there we go. And I don't even have hernia problems. I just felt like, you know what I'm saying? I literally feel like a hernia popped out. But yeah, oh my God, I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I can't, I had been in Arizona and Colorado the last few years, and Arizona the last 2 years. And it was actually cold out there during the wintertime. I ain't even gonna lie. And it's funny because it snowed in Arizona. Like some snow flurries came in Phoenix, and it don't even snow in Phoenix. It was snow flurries that came down, but it's been like 20, 30 degrees in Arizona. And I felt like if I'm gonna be in the cold, you know what I'm saying, then I might as well come back to the cold and see the snow. I don't want to be stuck somewhere where it's just, you know what I'm saying, cold and it's supposed to be hot. Excuse me. And it looked like it's been us the whole time, huh? I think I've been there. Have I been to Yellowstone? I'm trying to remember. Have I been to Where's Yellowstone at? I gotta remember. Where's Yellowstone? Oh, trust me, you ain't missing shit in Arizona. Arizona, I wouldn't. When I tell you, I will never go back. I thought I was gonna chill and retire in Arizona because I knew the cost of living was low and I can deal with it. And all the sun and oh my God, Arizona was a horrible experience. I had never seen. I didn't know what the blue pill was. Fentanyl. That's what, you know what I'm saying, that came up. People were asking me, you know what I'm saying, when I was at the hotels and They were asking me, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the fuck? What is that? And oh, in Colorado. Okay, yeah, I've been to Yellowstone. Um, you got Colorado is a beautiful place, but oh, in the wintertime, it's harsh. Like my car got buried, and that was in March. My car got buried underneath the snow. That's how harsh that snow was. And when I was going to Walmart, you would see wolves at Walmart chilling in the parking lot, waiting on your ass to get out the damn car. So it was a whole bunch of things. I was like, but I do plan on going back when the weather clear up. I'll probably go back out there for another year. I just don't want to deal with the winter. Like if I can find some way to not deal with the winter time, then I'll be back out there. Excuse me. But other than that, Colorado, Arizona was filled with crime and drugs and when I say fentanyl on top of it was so bad that enough. It was so bad that in Arizona that they were doing drugs inside of the stores. Like I don't know how many times, like I was door dashing on the side, and I would go and stop at Quick Trip or whatever to use the bathroom, let my little girl use the bathroom, and the smell of fentanyl was coming out. Like they would be in the toilet in the stall smoking this shit, and then it was so bad as far as the crime and things like that. Not even the crime; it was bodies they were finding by I don't know how many times I was riding and there was a body here, a body there, a body here, a body there. People were just dropping like flies all over fentanyl, all over fentanyl. And just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't even know Texas. Oh, I'll never live back in Texas. Hell no. Racist ass Texas? Fuck no. Hell no. I lived there as a kid. Lived there as a kid. I think that was one of the first, it wasn't the first place. I was thinking it was one of the second, third places I was ever caught a nigga. But Texas, hell no. You can't even drive through Texas if you got locks without having to get pulled up by the cops 30, 40 times. That and then they have different laws. Texas laws, that's the South. And Texas got a 3-strike law, and it can be over drugs. Your 3 strikes, your ass going to jail for life. So I don't know. I don't fuck with Texas at all. I'll never go back to Texas. Florida, I haven't lived in Florida, but I've been to Florida. But I have a thing about too much water. Florida is surrounded by too much water for me. And after that hurricane and all that stuff and the way they was getting flooded out, I'm good on that. I can't swim. I can't swim. And once again, I don't want to be close to all that day. I can't do all that water. There's a lot of things I can do, but a whole bunch of water, that's not me. I can't do it. Would I live there? Probably not. I'll go visit because it's close to the south, but nah. Jamaica? Fuck yeah, I'll live in Jamaica. They wouldn't even be able to find me. If I go to Jamaica, I'll probably disappear within the winds. All the weed I can fucking smoke, I'll learn the language and everything. And I love Jamaican food. I could cook that shit too. I'd definitely go to Jamaica. And Jamaica's surrounded by all that water, which would probably freak me the fuck out too, because that's an island. And it's in the middle, you know what I'm saying? And I don't see myself being surrounded by water on the island. But Jamaica, I could do some time there. I think I would definitely fit in. And they say Jamaica, you know what I'm saying, it's not the best place to be in shit, but I think I could fit in, even if it's for a little time. And I thought about going to Jamaica, you know what I'm saying, for a minute. Even Panama. I have lived in Las Vegas. I actually went to Las Vegas in the last few years. It got worse too. It was so bad. Like when I went there in '09 on my way to California, me and my ex-husband, we stayed for a year. And during that time, that's when the economy fell the first time, when Obama was in office and the economy fell. We were actually doing really good during that time. But the homeless, because of the casinos and things like that, a lot of people were getting paid. Even back then, Trump wasn't paying people. Trump Towers was not, you know what I'm saying, it was taking away money. They weren't paying their employees. Um, a lot of money was going towards Trump shit, but it wasn't getting done. The homeless rate was astonishing. Like the homeless rate was so big that on the strip, there were like wall to wall tents. Like the state gave out tents so you wouldn't have to lay on the street. And the weather is beautiful all year round. But they gave, and then when I say tents were literally and there was a line on both sides of the roads, all from the strip all the way into town. I had never seen so many homeless people in my life living like that. And people were losing their, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of because of gambling. During that time, you know what I'm saying, people were losing their homes. That's when the banks were taking homes because people didn't read the fine print and stuff. Oh, they were taking people's homes left and right in Vegas. And so when I went back recently, Vegas looked like if I'm in Vegas looked like how Detroit, you know what I'm saying, used to look back in, and because I know they put a lot of, you know what I'm saying, money back into Detroit, but it looked like how Detroit looked back in the 80s and the 90s when a lot of shit was destitute and just closed down and just you ain't know who was gonna run out of a building on your ass. That's what Vegas look like now. Even the strip, and when I say ain't no money in Vegas, ain't no money in Vegas. And it's funny because even in Arizona, with the cost of living being when I thought it was still low, the cost of living in Arizona skyrocketed so high that it was more expensive to live in Arizona than it was in Colorado. And Colorado ain't cheap, just like Cali ain't cheap. But I made it with no problem in Colorado. In Arizona, I was barely fucking surviving. I was barely surviving. It wasn't no money out there. You know what I'm saying? Even when it came to DoorDash, it was no money out there at all. When I DoorDashed on the side and stuff in Colorado, I could make $100 in like 2, 3 hours. No problem. Arizona, it was taking all damn day. Sometimes it would take 8 to 10 hours to make $100 to the point where I was like, I'm gonna fucking die out here. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. If I can't use this as a backup plan, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing everything else, I'm gonna die out here. And to the point where I actually ended up in Arizona. And I thought I wasn't gonna never be able to get out. It literally in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It was the spirits that helped me get out there, motherfucker. They put that money in my pocket. You said I'm supposed to be like Harry. You know what? And I've never watched that series. I know a lot of people are into it. I have never watched the Harry Potter series. But yeah, I mean, you are. You got to use your man. What I've learned is even when be giving myself readings, a lot of times my readings will tell me to use your man. If you want to get out of the position that you are in, use your magic. And I didn't, you know what I'm saying? At first I was like, use my magic. I mean, it ain't. But I mean, it's magic that saved my life. You have to. You have to dabble, you know what I'm saying, in order to see what's gonna happen. How would you know if it's gonna work if you haven't tried it? Because what I mean, even when, like I said, when I was first into it, I was like, ah, this shit ain't gonna work. Everything worked. Even when I was teaching people magic off the top, they would call me back like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting it to work. How can you change it? How can you reverse it? And that's why I tell people to be intentional with their shit. You know what I'm saying? Stop going after people with magic. Be intentional with it. That's how it works out for you. You said the Bantu band Kosas you shell. What's that? What's a Bantu band? There are a lot of levels to Matt, and it's funny because I found out that I'm Ethiopian and Hebrew, so I am a descendant of King Solomon and Queen Sheba. But their story wasn't told the right way either. And what I've learned being in this position is that King Solomon, he wanted Sheba to give up her spirituality just for him to dabble with the demons. So there's so many King Solomon seals and King Solomon spells and King Solomon this and King Solomon used to fuck with them demons hard as shit. Like he made them demons his bitches. And that's where I had it, you know what I'm saying? So I dibble and dabble, you know what I'm saying, trying to learn everything. I read his stuff. I read Alex Crowley. People was like, back when we were growing up, they told us Alex Crowley was a devil worshiper. And so something said, hey, go and look at his books. And the more I started reading his books, that was all Black history. They literally put all our Black history in some white books and had white men telling us not to dibble and dabble with the shit while they were dibbling and dabbling it and making themselves more powerful with our shit. They made themselves powerful with our shit. And so I have his books and I have him saying, and him showing the Egyptian symbols and how you can use the eye of Horus. And I've had the eye of Horus on me since what, like 18, 19 years old. I had it in a dream. It was a dream that came to me. I was working at a bar, and it was funny because the night of the bar that I went to work, they had a tattoo artist up in there, and they were giving out free tattoos for people that worked there. And I seen it, and I kept saying, I don't know what this is, but I want that because I seen it in a dream. And I wore this on my arm. I've had this on my arm forever, just to find out that, you know what I'm saying, when people talk about, this is your Jesus. This is your Jesus. This is the son right here. That son that everybody talks about, that's your son. That's who's been leading. You know what I'm saying? Horus. You know what I'm saying? Horus, Ra. That's the son. So it goes deeper than what people are ready to go. And if you ain't ready to go deep, and if your mind can only go towards the Bible, and that's where people get stuck at, if that's as far as you can go, then you're gonna be stuck. There's no use even, you know what I'm saying, talking anymore. Right. They are here to bring correction. Because number one, this is our motherfucking planet. This is our planet. Everybody else is space invaders. They invaded our planet. And it's time to take our planet back. This shit belongs to us. It belongs to us. We are the sun people. And the sun people, the kids of Ra and Horus. It's all written. It's literally all written. All this shit they want to tell you, oh, it's in the Bible. Fuck the Bible. And I mean that shit with everything in my soul. Fuck the Bible. Because they use that shit to enslave us and keep us in fear. It was only designed to make fear into us and to make us slaves, to keep us slaves. Don't nobody else believe in it. Oh, it's definitely written in the stars. That's why when you give, you know what I'm saying, when you give yourself, when you do, what is it, a birth chart. When you do a birth chart, you know what I'm saying, it aligns. You were, the day you were born or brought to this earth, you were aligned with the stars. I was outside yesterday and noticed that, you know what I'm saying, it was super cloudy outside, but right above my car, I noticed that it was certain stars. And if you look at them, because everything is math, and every star, you know what I'm saying, if you look at it, there's more than one star. If you look at them, they're always in triangles. It's always, because the majority of things are triangles, like all the way down to the dimensions in the eye of Horus. You know what I'm saying? There's like 1/4, 1/8. It's all triangles. It's all fucking it's all numbers. But we're connected to the stars. We're connected to the moon. We're definitely connected to the moon. We're connected to the sun. Why do you think that most people burn up and we don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our planet. They invaded our planet, and that's what they invaded our shit. And that's where this, the war of the gods. Like, they have to show what American gods and all this. You have all these things coming out now showing you what's been happening. You have we have the we had an American Horror Story where they showed the covet, and then the one where it was the end of the world. And when the man thought that they were going to be the ones who saved the world, and they're what they supposed Messiah, whatever, which ended up being the devil, because they didn't take the time to discern. It was the women from the covet who came back and saved the world. They're the fifth element. They know what they're doing. They're putting it in our face. Look at how many more widows are out right now with black witches. Even the new Exorcist movie. New Exorcist movie came out with the little black girl and the white girl. And then it wasn't the men. They telling you now that the ministers, the whole time, the Catholic ministers have been full of fucking shit. They haven't gotten any demons out of anybody. They've been full of shit the whole time. It was the voodoo priestess that came and saved those kids. It wasn't no minister. It wasn't him praying. It wasn't the cross. It wasn't none of that shit. It was the voodoo priestess that saved those kids. And I've noticed that it's been show after show after show after show of black witches, black high priestess. They're putting it in our face. We know they're trying to show us that they know who the fuck we are. But they know a lot of us are still scared to dabble into that shit, because we're scared of what people are going to say, or people are going to call me out or be. And that's what I learned of why you go through the darkness, because you have to have tough skin in this shit. You got to not give a fuck about what people think and what they're going to say about you while you going through this shit, because you know what you're doing is right. They don't know what you're doing is right, but you know what you're doing is right. Which is, I know that's right. I feel that way too. That's why I'm so picky. And the thing is, it's not a lot of us. People think it is. It's not a lot of us. It's not a lot of us. It's not like, you know what I'm saying. There's more people. Like I tell a lot of my clients, we are playing the game. And the majority of people that are here, they're just pawns. You know what I'm saying? They're props. They're part of the game. They're set here. They're not even real people. Look at that. As soon as I said that, my shit started flickering all over the place. They're props. They're here to distract you, throw you off your, you know what I'm saying, throw you off your game. Um, try to be your demise, keep you from getting to your highest level of magic. I mean, magic is everything. If you'd have told me years ago, oh, you can do some magic, like, if you don't get that hocus pocus shit up out of here. Like my computer now, I got a brand new tablet, laptop, and my shit has been flickering every time I say something about that. It's literally just flickering and flickering and flickering, and it shouldn't be at all. Yeah, that's their job. Their job is to stop you, and your job is to keep ascending. And as the more you keep ascending while they're trying to stop you, the more help you'll keep getting from the, you know what I'm saying, from the universe. Whether it be from Michael and the angels, from the Orishas, from the, I mean, like I said, the demons will help you. The demons will help you because they're not all bad. We've been told that they're bad. And they tell, oh, you got to watch your demons. All demons ain't bad at all. I've learned so much, just me stepping back in the last few years, because if I'd have listened to everything that the chick that taught me, see, when she taught me certain things, she was just a start to open me up to what, you know what I'm saying, what was out there. She was just the beginning of the stepping stone. It was up to me to take what I need to take out of that, discern what I felt like was right in my heart, and then go with, you know what I'm saying, go elsewhere. Because if we came back to the same spot right now, me and her would be in two different places. We'd be in two, because she based a lot of her things on Catholicism and about being, and the thing is, Catholicism is what kept us really enslaved. They're the ones who own the majority of our magic. So why would I keep giving my energy to a person, you know what I'm saying, to a people that wants to see me still fucked up, but yet will use my magic and shit to keep me fucked up? You just found out what? About Catholicism? Right. And even if you fall off the path, you see what I'm saying, you still get an opportunity to get back on. It's meant to fall off sometimes because you're still trying to trust yourself. Or about the demons. Oh my God, man. You know, for a minute, I was like, oh my God, these demons, these demons. But then the more I started, you know what I'm saying, reading and getting into different books, and I found out that a lot of these demons, they want a second chance. They want a second chance to make it right. So they will, I mean, when I tell people to make the demons your bitch, make them your bitch. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? They're there. A lot of them, we actually have demons assigned to us. Just like we have angels assigned to us, we have demons assigned to us too. So it's up to you to tell them what they need to do on a regular basis. Other than that, they'll just fuck with you. Yeah, they'll fuck with you. They'll make your life miserable. But if you tell them, hey, I need them, you know what I'm saying? I need them to go make somebody else's life, or I need them to go find something to do, they will instantly find something to do. If you feeling down and you feel like, oh, that's a spirit, and it might be, you can make that spirit go find something else to do and heal yourself. It's all about healing yourself. That's what I found out. This journey is literally about healing yourself, making you go to the deep depths of hell, just for you to learn how to heal yourself, to become more, because you can't even, I mean, my shit is clicking the fuck out. It's clicking every time the light, every time the candle flicks, my computer flicks. It happened in a while. I'm talking about flicking out. I wonder if I can see when I go back and replay if that shit gonna show. But yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't mind being in the dark. I don't get scared. A couple times I've had the spirits, you know what I'm saying, when becoming new, like especially to the Orishas, and they would scream out. Like I would be sitting in the dark and they would scream to get my attention. I'd be like, what the fuck? Or I've had them touch my leg, you know what I'm saying, in the dark. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this might be too much. Like I've had some, and I don't scare too easily, but I've had some times where they literally was like, hey, we here, right? To the point where I knew that Expedite was watching. You know, when you learn that the spirits are watching you at all times, you kind of switch up a lot of things you do and shit. Because I don't like to be watched all the time. But I know, you know what I'm saying, they watching you. They got your back. They got your back. And when you get off track, it's the numbers. I learned that it's when I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And next thing I'll see 555 or whatever come across the thing. Or, oh my God, my shit time maker. Or I'll see 333 and they guiding you at every step. You're supposed to be a partnership. What do you mean? Oh, yes, yes, it is written in the stars. And that's what people felt it what, like I said, the spiritual battle that's going on right now, this ain't from Bible times, or this is from millions of years ago. Like there's some, you got to understand between the the Galactic Council, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the what's the Dragonians, the reptilians, the it's so many. It's so many. This has nothing to do with us, but we have to help. But it has nothing to do with us. They invaded our planet a long time ago, and it's up to us to get our planet back. That's what this is all about. To save our sun and get our planet back. The sun has everything to do with this planet. Without that sun, we'd be nothing. We would be nothing. And that's why they had no problem turning the sun. They know the truth. The Vatican's, the cat, they know the fucking truth. They know good and damn well that the sun ain't no damn man. The sun come in cycles. Everything from the way it's risen, from the rebirth to the death to what they tell you, I'm saying, for Easter. No, that's all, those are all sun cycles. The sun rules us. And they say, and it's funny because people keep saying, oh, the sun, they said the sun is coming back to save us. The sun is already here to save us. Look at how these people are dropping like flies because the sun was too hot. It was a white lady earlier this year that was like, oh my God, it's so hot out here. I feel like I'm going to catch on fire. You don't hear people talking like that. And if it's too hot for them, then you know it. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell people, it's the sun. You said you was waiting on the sun to come back. The sun said it was going to come back and save us. And that's exactly what's happening. The sun is here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of play. Like even for me, for even living in Michigan, like I tell my sister, she's like, the sun. I told her the sun ain't never really out in Michigan. That's one place I couldn't stay with because of the crime on top of that. But it ain't enough sun in Michigan. Michigan has always looked dull. And it has everything to do, you know what I'm saying? If you block out the sun enough, you feel a certain type of way. I need the sun to survive. I need that shit to survive on. And I can say that one thing about Iowa, even when it's fucking snowing out in this motherfucker, that goddamn sun come out. It ain't too often the sun don't come out here. And that's one thing I can say. You get plenty of sun. And you need that shit. Oh yeah, the sun definitely giving out the judgment. Because that's the, you know what I'm saying? They wrote it as a man. They said that Jesus was coming back to save. And they gonna still be waiting. And when I keep saying you waiting, you'll be waiting forever. It is judgment. You waiting on judgment, and then the people don't even know what the word rapture means. I'm gonna be raptured. Raptured is having an orgasm. So if you're gonna have an orgasm on your way to nowhere, then so be it. But what I've been seeing in the last few years, like even living in Arizona, it was 118 last year. And when I say people was dropping, bodies was dropping. It wasn't nobody black, trust me. Now, one of our asses dropped. White folks was dropping. I'm talking about too much heat, too much sun exposure, to the point where, and then, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, didn't somebody catch on? I think somebody caught on fire like the year before. Not last year, like last year, the year before, somebody's body got hot being in the sun, that their body exploded. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to basically cook them like a microwave. And it's going to take time. It'll take a few years. But then you'll start seeing more of them getting cancer and skin cancer and thinking they're going to block it out with some what is that? Some sunblock. You said the what? The highly dimension. Oh yeah, we've been here. That's what people we've always been here. We've been here, even if we were reincarnated, we've been here in different bodies quite a few times. Like a lot of us have been, you know what I'm saying, so many different, but we had to be here. This is our time, you know what I'm saying? If you woken up during this time, this is your time now. You could have been 30 other people before you got here, but this is your time now. Or it would have been meant for you to wake up in the last life. That wasn't it. Oh yeah. It's not even that, you know what I'm saying? Because definitely the orbs, because what they said years ago, even now, they're trying to distract you with the alien shit, and a lot of it is not real for the simple fact because the aliens that they're expecting to land have already been here. Like a lot of us came here a long time ago. We were only sit here to help. And once we finish up, we get to go back. I don't want to be stuck on Earth anymore. I've already made that like I want this to be my last time. I'll make sure I do this shit the right way, and I don't want to be stuck in this lifeless world. There's nothing here. And then, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these orbs, like a lot of things that can't be explained, is what they're seeing. Like it's funny because the government had an answer for everything that's been going on the last few years. But in the last few months and in this last year that just passed, they can't explain too many things. Like I told people like a few years ago that they were coming, you know what I'm saying? The aliens that weren't already planted here were actually coming. But I tell people all the time that nobody's ever really been to space. They'll tell you all the time, oh, people going, ain't nobody left this atmosphere. Nobody has ever left this atmosphere. It's not made like that. Oh, the Anunnaki, yeah, they've been here. They've been here. And then they tried to get us with saying they dug up a what was that thing last year? They dug up the tomb or whatever of the giant and swearing it was the Anunnaki, and then just to find out that it was fake. The whole, but you could tell it was fake. The eyes were all open. You talking about some beings from a million years ago, thousands of years ago that you would swear up and down. And a lot of us have that Anunnaki blood in us. Like they were here, but they've always been. They've always been. That's what they used to call in movies the Watchers. I actually seen a movie like that the other day on Netflix called The Watchers, of some people that kept getting lost in the woods. It was an M Night Shyamalan movie, and which he's a great. Actually, it was a Isham Shyamalan, which that's either his sister or his wife. But I know with M Night Shyamalan, he always makes movies that make you really think about beyond. But this movie was based on they were in the middle of the woods and they couldn't leave the woods, and the Watchers were actually an alien being that used to be angels that got caught here on Earth because the humans were destroying them. So because the humans were destroying them, they became bad. And so they was keeping us like enslaved into these little spots where we couldn't get out of. But their whole history was that they used to be here to help us. But when, you know what I'm saying, the colonizers, of course, the colonizers decided they were going to, do crazy, you know what I'm saying, fucked up shit to them and things like that. So they turned on the humans. So because they turned on the humans, they weren't here to help us anymore. But in reality, that's how they started off. And they were huge. I'm talking about really huge. So they were like the Anunnaki and things like that. That's how they portrayed it. But it was really, really good. Yeah, I think they're from inner earth too, because there's so many different planes, like the middle of the earth, the underneath the water. A couple years ago when they were trying to blow up the oceans, and then all of a sudden you had like a million fucking mermaid sightings and things like that. Like even the mermaids. Actually, the M Night Shyamalan movie, Lady in the Water, where he portrays that in the beginning of time, the mermaids, you know what I'm saying, were set up in different locations around which they were actually set up like the elements on each side of the world, east, west, south, you know what I'm saying, north, which is also air, fire, water, earth. They were set up to be able to awaken when the, you know what I'm saying, when the humans needed them to come fight. And that's exactly what's going on right now. We're going through a time where a lot of people are going to be destroyed in order to be out of the way, because when it comes, we're the people that are chosen, we're being trained right now to, and we don't even know a lot of time, we're being trained to fight. um we're being trained to use our powers to take back our earth. We're being trained to be able to, I should be able to talk to you telepathically no matter where you're at, to tell you what we need to get done. And that's what we're coming to. So when everybody else think it's all some bullshit, the thing is, they're even putting it in movies. Like they're putting it in movies, but they feel like, oh, it's just a movie. They're not gonna pay attention to it. I pay attention to everything. But yeah, like yeah, Atlantis. What else is another place? What's that other place they always talk about on that one? What's the other place? I can't think of it. Ah, there's Atlantis. There's There's a few places, but what I learned, like I said, there's so many different dimensions on when it comes to being what all the different people you meet. Like I met some, I know one reader, a friend of mine. She's able to tell you of all your different lives of being here, all your past lives, whether you understand whether you were in charge, whether you were a siren. I was told I was a siren in one, which makes a lot of sense because how I'm saying with the water. But she's able to tell you the different lives you've had and with this life, the reason why you're here with this life. So amazing. When I say amazing, it's amazing. There's another reader I know who's able to tell you your angels. I've had somebody else who was able to tell me who my Orishas were. Because, like I said, if you would have told me, I was like, I'm not dabbling in that shit. I don't even think that has anything to do. I don't even think the Orishas had anything to do with me because of the way I was being taught. But like I said, when I went off to venture with myself, the Orishas came to me. I still didn't know. I didn't know that we were assigned to them, and then I was not even that I was assigned to it, because when I was told, they tell you have to be initiated. Every person I went to kept saying, you don't have to be initiated because you've been here since the beginning of time. And I was like, what the fuck you mean I've been here since the beginning of time? And they were like, you've been here. You have, you know what I'm saying? You don't need, let me see how I can put this. I don't have to go through an initiation process and have to be ordained in order to use the powers of the Orishas. I was told that I am one of the Orishas. You know what I'm saying? That I am one of the guys, that I have literally been here since the beginning of time. But it was up to me to figure out, you see what I'm saying, everything I need to do during this lifetime. So when I started noticing the power, I got off my fucking knees. I got off my knees and I stopped praying for shit that wasn't happening, and I started demanding shit. And when I started, you know what I'm saying, and using my words very impeccably and being like, look, this is what the fuck I need. I need this, and I need you to show me how I need to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I need this now because I got to pay these bills. I got to do this. I got to do this. And when I was open and honest and not sitting there like, oh my God, what are you going to do? What is this going to happen? That's when shit started working out. I can put you in contact with her. Like, she's really good. If I don't know if you've ever seen her on YouTube, her name is Mocha Love. But she does when she gives you, or you know what I'm saying, when she gives you a reading, like she goes fully in depth. She can tell you, she told me that I've because I know with me being a high priestess now, she told me that I have to, what I'm basically, I went back, I'm reliving a high priestess life right now. I was put back into that position. She told me before I was after I was a mermaid, I was actually that people I sat in a temple, and people brung me, like how I have an altar and things, that people brung me fruits and golds and stuff like that to come, you know what I'm saying, to come sit at my feet for me to help them. So basically I'm reliving, I'm actually going back to being in that same position again, because now I'm in the position where I'm a high priestess. I have to, like, I don't have a choice. I have to help people. I have this knowledge and I have to let people know what's going to happen. I'm able to, you know what I'm saying? If, like I said, I'm able to help you turn your powers on. I'm able to help you ascend to your, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, if you'd have told me that, I'd have been like, oh shit, I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what kind of position I've been put in. And I don't know how many times I was like, I don't want this shit. I don't feel like being bothered with nobody. Why the fuck do they deserve for me to get them all my, I've been giving people my attention and my energy the whole goddamn time, but it wasn't for me to complain. It's just for me to do. And so just to know that you were in high ranking positions, you know what I'm saying? And even, you know what I'm saying, you feel like in this life, you know, like why? Because I always felt like, why did you choose me? Out of everybody in this world and shit, you see what I'm saying? You chose me. I gotta do some shit. That's how I felt. To the point where I'm like, all right, then shit. I mean, because then I think about all the shows I watched, that I was always attracted to shows where people were the underdog. Like shows, for example, because I like a lot of TV. Like for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, stuff like that. where the whole time you thought you were just this kid that was getting kicked out of high school and nobody liked you and you had no real friends, just to find out the whole time you're a fucking vampire slayer. Like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Being the underdog. And that's what I learned in this position. You were the underdog. You're the underdog that gets to be the top dog now. And I'm living for that shit. I'm living for that shit. Because I've always been super humble. And they only choose people that are true to the heart. That are true to you. I'm saying if it don't come from the heart, you might as well just go on it and find something else to do with your time. Yeah, you do. You do have to get in. You do have to get in line. You do have to get in line. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't want to be guided. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to do it at their own pace. What I learned is a lot of people just don't want to learn. They don't want to learn, or they want to still be. They want to have one foot in and one foot out. I told a lot of people last year that you have to make a decision. It's time. Just like when I think I told Jordan Arena, it's time for you to make a decision on: do you want to be left or you want to be right? Because there is no in between. You can't straddle the fence and be like, I'm gonna be spiritual today, but tomorrow I'm gonna act a motherfucking fool. Tomorrow I'm gonna do fucked up shit because I don't care about nobody. It don't work that way. Like if your heart ain't pure, you wouldn't even be in this position. And that's why we think it's so much easier to date because you'll feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times those people be, you know what I'm saying? They be undercover. They're wearing a mask. Right? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Okay. So then that makes a lot of sense too of why you know what I'm saying, why you were ready to settle down as well. So what do you feel? Do you feel that, oh, you a Taurus, the bull. That's why. Now that makes a lot of sense. That's why I never asked anybody what their side is. So that makes a lot of sense when I told you that you were going to have to balance your emotions because I know that with Tauruses, y'all ain't big on compromise. Y'all like shit a certain type of way. And it's usually my way or no way. It ain't no real in between and shit when it comes to Tauruses. I was raised by a Taurus. My mama a Taurus to the heart. And it was, you know what I'm saying? When I was like, oh no, we could do it like this. Let's compromise. My mom was like, compromise? Bitch, I ain't compromising shit. It's either my way or no way. If you don't like it, kick rocks. That's why, that makes, like I said, that's why, and I still got your car sitting here. That's why it was saying, you see what I'm saying, about balancing your emotions and things. See? No, 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 you have school in a few days. Lay down. You're supposed to be asleep anyway. That's why I was saying if you want this, it's about changing your mindset. It wasn't about the other, it's about changing your mindset. You have to learn how to compromise. Because and then at 44, I know you set in your ways. Because I'm about to be what shit, how old am I? You know, I had to, you know, people be swearing up and down. I'm 29, 30. So I'll be like, yeah, yeah. But I will be 48 in a few months in March. But I definitely, if I don't know anything else, I know a Taurus. I definitely know a Taurus. Exactly. Y'all be so, oh my God, Tauruses will. Taurus be like, no, 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 no. And y'all straightforward with the shit. Like, nope, this is what it is. And y'all stick with that shit. Even if it's wrong, y'all gonna stick with that shit. Y'all will take that shit to the grave before you'll let somebody else know that they right. That's why I was saying stop being so judgmental, stop taking shit, you know what I'm saying? Man. Nah, yeah, because I mean, it's funny because a lot of times uh it could turn into narcissism as well too. Um, but with like I said, with I've avoided Taurus man because I was raised by a Taurus. And I got to see firsthand. My mom was a Taurus, but my dad was a Pisces. Like me and him is the same day. Like I'm the seventh, he the eighth. So I knew what it was to, be part of him. But at the same time, I knew what it was to be raised by a woman who, no matter what I did and how much I tried to, show her me, she was like, yeah, no, I'm good. You either gonna do it this way or I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? My way or no way. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. The junk, we definitely gotta go. You get the shitty end of the stick. No matter where I've read it or where I've studied, I've learned that if you are chosen, you have went through the worst fucking life you could imagine. Whether you lost people, whether you were bullied, whether you were shitted on, molested, you name it. It's a list of shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I be speaking to people, I be like, fuck. When you think your shit bad and you talk to somebody else, you be like, God damn, I guess I ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? But you were meant to have a shitty life in order to be able to help other people navigate getting out of that situation. Because how can I tell people how to not be stuck if I don't know what it is to be stuck? That's like going into a psychiatrist and telling them all my motherfucking problems, but she can't really help me because she ain't never been through the shit. I'm more of a, and the thing is, they'll need us now more than anything because who else is going to guide you through life if I ain't been through it? If you know what it is to be in a fucked up position, you know how to tell somebody how to get out of it too, or how to navigate, or where to go, or how to manifest a different life. That's what you're here for. Oh, I definitely don't want to be famous, but I want to be a legend. I want to say that I made a mark on this world because that's what I was supposed to be doing. I want to, if you tell me if I'm being told that I've been here since the beginning of time and I'm just as high as an Orisha, then I want you to be, I've already thought about it. Then when it comes 100 years from now, I want a statue of myself where you like, hey, Lola, you know what I'm saying? I need some money. I need, you know what I'm saying? I need this, I need that. And I'm like, yes, I'm granting that shit for you. That's where my, you know what I'm saying? I think that's an honor. I think it's an honor to be able to be in a position to be on the other side in a different realm and be able to help people in this realm. That's an honor. And a lot of people don't know, but that's a lot of people when they pass on, that's their job. Some people pass on just to never come back, you know what I'm saying, because you did your job. And other people pass on to become even more powerful. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you've been, and I know you tired because we all done been tired. We're tired. If we've been here since the beginning, life after life after life after life after life. And it's funny because when she told me that I was in a temple, I remember having a dream because I do have premonitional dreams. And I had a dream that I've dreamt that I was a rock star. And then I had a dream that I was being taken out of a temple inside of a tomb, like the King Tut thing, that I was being walked down the tomb. And I was like, and so all them years, you know what I'm saying, until she told me that, that's when that dream finally made sense. It was me having a dream about a past life. Because I was like, why would I be dreaming about people bringing me down some, you know what I'm saying, down some stairs, you know what I'm saying? And then the way it would look in my dream, it was literally the pyramid. It was like the pyramid stairs. I knew it was a really high place and people were walking me down. It wasn't like a regular people walking me. It was literally them taking the time and walking. And I literally can see every single step as they were bringing me down, as they were singing songs, as there was flowers everywhere. And I couldn't explain it. I couldn't explain it until last year. And this is a dream that happened like 30 something years ago that I'll never forget. But it didn't make sense until she told me that. You start just okay, so that's around the time I started my spiritual journey. No, I take that back. It was actually at 44. I had my daughter at 39 and 40. And then 2000, it was actually being in a relationship with another Pisces man. I learned to stop messing with dudes that were like me. Because they Pisces men and Pisces women are two different things. Pisces men are shit on you, use your emotions and shit like a lot of variety, but they'll use the emotional part about you that they know they possess at the same time, and they'll use it against you. And after that happened to me, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And I felt like everything that I was touching, being a fashion designer, nothing was working out for me. Nothing. And I was like, you know what, God, I give up. I fucking give up. So I'm gonna leave dudes alone. I'm not gonna have sex. I'm not about to date. You tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do that shit. And no sooner than I said that, then I started seeing the ones. It was the ones. I turned around and I seen 1111 on my stove. And I was like 1111. Mind you, I've never been anybody that was. I love numbers, but I've never been anybody that noticed anything like that. And I'm not a big social network person, so I didn't know anything. And all I kept hearing was look it up. And I'm like, look it up. Why the fuck would I need to look up 1111? That don't make sense. It's fucking 11 o'clock in the morning. What do I need to look it up for? And so I decided to hear the spirits out and look it up. And when I looked it up, that's when shit started because that told me that it was the beginning of something new. And then they noticed, and then what I learned is once spirits know that you're taking the signs, you start reading the signs, they start sending you more because they like, okay, this motherfucker listening. Let's send her some more signs. And they were sending me signs like I was like, oh wait, man, hold on, I'm not ready. I mean, they were coming from all over, but next thing I knew, uh, I was becoming a life coach because I felt like my life was falling apart. And how else would I get my life together besides becoming someone who helped other people get their life together? And I remember asking my mom, like, hey, can you help me? You know what I'm saying? I feel real low and these people are going to help me. You know what I'm saying? They help you first before they put you in a position where you can help other people. And I remember her exact words was, the devil is a lie. I ain't even got it for you. And I was like, all right. And I found the money. You know what I'm saying? The money came to me. I got the money to start the class. It was like $250 to start. And that's what you paid monthly. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't know where I was going to get it. And I got it. It came, and it was so funny because then she turned around and was like, where you get the money from? And, and I went there and I graduated. And at the same time, I was in spiritual development school. And the more I stayed in that school, that's when everything started opening up. That's when I started hearing when my powers got activated. The powers that I knew I had kept suppressed, that's when they became activated. Everything. Like everything happened in one time between that, like I said, the headaches, the ear ringing. And the more my ears rung, the more spirits I heard even louder. They got louder and they got louder. And then it came to uh graduated from both. Then I was on, next thing I knew, I was on YouTube doing black magic. I was on the panel of black magic, and that took off. And even though it didn't last but a month, that took off and put me in a position. And the things that I knew I had in the background, making candles, I'm saying, if it wasn't for me being on black magic, I would have never got into that. It was me starting, I'm saying, at one thing. Then I'm saying, then I noticed that I was good at magic. And I started selling magnum. I think I started off selling the money candles. And every money candle I served, was putting money in people's pockets. And I'm like, oh shit, maybe this is my calling. And I just never looked back. And I've always said, even I don't care what time of day it is, those numbers follow me every single fucking day. If I know my brain is off or I'm not in the right position, I'll get six. Like I can go to the grocery store, go to Walmart, and my total will be 666. And people be like, oh my God, that's the devil number. And I'm like, no, that means I need to stop whatever I'm doing and focus, on what's right. I'm saying I need to stop the bullshit. No different than the death card. I need to put to rest what's not serving me, and I need to, focus on what is serving me. And that's what I learned. Whether it be the fives. And then the more numbers I started getting, I just started keeping a record. And I went through and I looked up all the angel numbers and I wrote them in the book. So that way, when they do come, I wrote down ascension things. I know that if my left ear ring, and the difference between my right ear ringing. I know the difference between my left eye twitching than my right eye twitching. And so every time something would happen, I made sure I wrote it down. If I'm standing, I've been in PetSmart, like I've been standing in PetSmart, and my ears start ringing like a motherfucker. I write that shit down. And I write down what I was thinking about and what happened. That's the only way you're going to be able to keep a record so you can tell the next person about how to handle shit and how to move. So you will, like I said, the numbers have everything. What I've learned is God, spirit, angels, everybody, everything is about numbers. This whole world started with numbers. From astrology, which has been around since the beginning of time, the stars, everything is numbers. Everything and numbers, not even just numbers to the exact calculations, math, mathematical equations, everything, 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 And I learned that the numbers is what leads you to the most high, to the spirits, to the gods, to get the help. You know what I'm saying? Those numbers are what you need to manifest, what you need to extend. Look at the way this candle burned. All right. I have been on here for 2 hours. Well, I don't know if anybody's still here, but I am getting ready to get off. And my thing is still blinking. That's a spin, and I'm starting to see some spirits too. Oh yeah. The first few years was a lot. I'm not even the first few years, the first year. Like it was times I couldn't even get out of bed. It was time, the light. You'll have times where the lights will be too much for you. Like I had to wear sunglasses in the house. I was like, is it me? I felt like I was on Molly or ecstasy. Like shit was so fucking bright. And I'm like, what the fuck? And you know how I knew it was real? I knew things were real when me and 7 other girls were having the same things going on and we weren't even talking to each other. We had no dealings with each other. We would come back to class and be like, oh, you the only one? Oh, you got a headache too? And then we would talk, and I was like, this shit is happening to just you know what I'm saying, to numerous people. But what I also learned is it happened to all of us, but the people that were really true to it, it kept happening. People that were like, it happened, and then they chose to, you know what I'm saying, they chose to do other things. Like they chose not to take the path. So then, you know what I'm saying, you'll turn around and now your ears don't ring anymore. Or you begging for them spirits to come and help you. You gotta believe. You definitely gotta believe. Yeah, you gotta be high. I try to be high vibrational. It's hard. It's hard with so much low vibrational shit around you on a regular basis. But I mean, I can't. There is no turning back. I can hear frequencies. I can hear, you know what I'm saying, spirits. Even like I know which path to take. I know when a certain number come up what they're trying to communicate to me. I know that even if I ain't looking at numbers, I can turn on the radio and they might say it through the music. They're gonna find a way to get to you. Like I said, it's up to us. Peace and blessings to you too. I know I'm getting ready to take my black ass to bed. I know it's an hour ahead. Damn, it's 12:40. So it's 1:40 where you at. We stayed up for a minute. Thanks for staying with me. And but yeah, get you some rest. And like I say, just put your learn how to compromise. Learn how to compromise and that person to come to you. But you're promised it, but it's just about you. You know what I'm saying? It's about you first. You'll get exactly who you're looking for once you take care of you. So good night to anybody that comes back later and watches this video. Thanks for staying with me. I don't want to have one of them ugly faces like I always do when I cut off the camera. So good night, and I know I'll see you again or hear from you again. Take care.